Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here with the series, day 16 of my 30 bands I have yet to follow. I picked a band that I recently bought an album from because I knew they were going to be in this list, and I knew that they're a band that I should be following for many years now, but for whatever reason, I just never bought anything from them. Always went there with the intent of buying something, seen stuff by them, wanted to buy it, and then decided to get something from some other band. So the band we're going to be talking about today is the Kinks. Yeah, this is a recent addition to my collection. Will be on this month's new albums that I purchased. So this band, of course, in case you couldn't see that too well, is the Kinks. This is a One for the Road album, I believe. Without putting my glasses on, I will not be able to tell you. Yeah, the Kinks. Yeah, One for the Road, sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, so 21 tracks on this album too, so I do quite like these guys a lot. Especially early on in my my music career in the early 80s. I did listen to quite a bit of stuff by them. I did own, I believe it's the Come Dancing album. I think I owned that as a vinyl. And I listened to it a lot. And you know what it may be is that I may have taped half a dozen songs from that album onto a cassette. That's what I think happened. So I played those songs all the time. Come Dancing, Don't Forget to Dance. There was a couple of others too. But they also had stuff like Self Destroyer, a lot of the stuff from the 60s that I liked. But for whatever reason, I think it was just a numbers thing. It's just a numbers thing, I'm sure of it. Can only buy 2, maybe 3 albums a month. Usually back then it was about 3. On occasion, Christmas month, I might get 6 and just be like blown away. But generally speaking, it was about 3 albums a month on special days, birthdays, Christmas and stuff. Sorry, we got a few extra. And so maybe during the course of the year, there might be somewhere between 35 and 45 new albums, which doesn't seem like much considering how much I buy now, but back then that was a lot. And I got maybe that first, other than my Kiss stuff, from about 79, 80, well, actually probably 80, 81, 82, 83. I probably bought close to 200 albums in that time period. Because I was working, I had some money, I started purchasing stuff. I wasn't buying comics as much as I used to, so a lot more of the money was going towards that stuff. So anyways, the Kinks were one of those bands that was, I would go to the store, I would see their stuff, and generally speaking, I would buy new albums first. So if there was a couple of new albums, I would get them. They were a little more expensive, so sometimes that was it. You got 2 albums instead. Once in a while, I'd buy only 1 new album, and then maybe I'll go back and buy a couple of old ones. But the Kinks were always one of those bands that I was looking at, but I just never, I always bought something else instead. And that's pretty much, I think, what happened with them. So since I've been doing this channel, I thought, well, I should get at least 1 Kinks album. This was the one recommended, so I got it. But I intend to kind of change that narrative. I think I'm going to start buying more of their stuff. I went through this with the Rolling Stones too, to be honest. I had that one album, Beast of Burden, and Love It Live. Had those 2 albums in vinyl, and basically owned nothing else by the Stones for decades. I heard stuff, and then actually there was the album Emotional Rescue, which I also bought. So I had about 3, and that was it. I just really didn't follow them too much. I did like their stuff quite a bit. I loved all that stuff on the Love It Live. I loved listening to them on the radio and stuff like that. But I never went out and bought new stuff. And it's kind of the same exact thing going here with the Kinks. But the Stones overcame that in the last couple of years. I've got about 10 or 12 of their albums now. And I'm thinking the Kinks are next. They should be the next of those. I call them the big four British invasion: the Who, the Beatles, the Stones, and the Kinks. Those were the ones I think were the big ones. And all of them except for the Kinks, I've bought lots of stuff from the Who. Became one of my favorite bands. The Beatles, I have a lot of stuff from them. The Stones, I now have a lot of stuff from, but Kinks, I don't. So it's their turn, and I intend to give them a priority in a few weeks. There's a few bands like this that are on this list that I'm going to start giving some priority to because they need to be listened to. So there you have it, the Kinks. One for the Road is a live album. Really good stuff on it, I think. This is a band with they had their 60s era stuff. They had their 70s era stuff. I think they even had some 80s era stuff too. But I don't know if they've done much since then. So somebody else who's a bigger fan of them and been following them for longer might be able to point out whether that was true or not. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode featuring the Kinks. And please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. And we will be back tomorrow with another band of the 30 bands I have yet to follow. So take care and have yourself a good day.